Thank you for joining us on This Is Exclusive. Ladies and gentlemen, when the OpenAI whistleblower, his name is Suchir Balaji, an artificial intelligence whiz kid who spoke out against OpenAI. He was with OpenAI. He was one of the people who worked on ChatGPT, and he had some secrets. He felt something was going wrong, and when he started talking about it, he was perhaps killed. That's what his family says, that he was bumped off. The OpenAI whistleblower was bumped off. On the show tonight, we have CCTV footage for the first time from America. This is exclusive. Here are the headlines. Indian consulate attacked by Australian goons in Melbourne. India lodges a protest. High Commission in Canberra lodges a formal protest condemning the defacement of the consulate. Matter raised with Australian authorities for immediate action. Republic accesses exclusive CCTV footage of Suchir Balaji's last hours, 3 to 4 hours before he was perhaps bumped off. Look at that. Completely normal. Suicide theory falls flat. Suchir Balaji's family claims he was shot twice. Claim there is proof in the autopsy now. Enough proof to show the OpenAI whistleblower was bumped off. And we're getting details and an exclusive report from Australia of the attack on India. And the reason why we're saying it's an attack on India is because our consulate has been targeted. It was a late night attack, and India has raised this very strongly. India, the High Commission in Canberra, has raised this strongly, saying that the incident of defacing the premises of the Consulate General of India in Melbourne by miscreants has been raised with Australian authorities, and that all necessary steps are being taken to ensure safety and security of the Indian diplomatic and consular premises and personnel in the country. Now, those are pictures of the defacement that took place in Australia, and we have raised it very, very strongly. In fact, the High Commission of India in Canberra also tweeted a few minutes back saying that they've raised this issue very strongly with Australia, that the defacement of the premises of the Consulate General of India in Melbourne by miscreants has been raised officially by India with the Australian authorities, and that all necessary steps are now being taken to ensure safety, security of the Indian diplomatic and consular premises. And we had pictures that came in of how these vandals in a late night attack, another brazen act of vandalism. In Australia, we've seen many times in different countries, especially in Canada, UK and Australia. The latest hate crime in Australia against India, where the Indian consulate was defaced in a midnight attack in what is a clear act of vandalism, hitting the consulate after graffiti was sprayed across the entrance in the dead of the night. And these are details of the different premises, Indian consulates that have been targeted. The Indian High Commission in London was targeted in March 2023 when a Khalistani mob targeted India. Once again in London, when the tricolour was pulled down by the Khalistani protesters and the supporters, and we had a few videos as well back then. And in San Francisco in 2023 in America, an Indian consulate was set on fire during a protest, deliberately targeted once again. There were no injuries in that particular attack. Similarly, we've had incidents in Australia, where in Melbourne in 2023, a similar attack when again Khalistani graffiti was sprayed on the consulate walls. This was on the 29th of January 2023. San Francisco, July 2023. Second arson attempt when property was targeted once again. This was again in the US when India had raised this issue very, very strongly. Look at that. That's a video. Okay, that was the Indian consulate set ablaze during the protest, pro-Khalistan graffiti on the Indian consulate walls. Now, that was the modus operandi, Bindran Wale slogans that was sprayed. And these are the pictures that we had. And let's go back to the pictures from Melbourne today, because I want to go across to the big story that we have of Suchir Balaji. I'm going across to that story first up. But I wanted to get you the pictures, the latest pictures of the Indian consulate that was targeted. Look at that. Those are pictures of the defacement. All right, we'll move on now and get you the second big story right now. Moving across to our second big story of the evening on This Is Exclusive. On Republic, we have got you details of the Suchir Balaji mystery. And for the first time since he was mysteriously found dead in his apartment, his family has been saying again and again that he was perhaps killed, he was bumped off. We have an exclusive footage. Those are exclusive videos that we have accessed. In fact, this completely demolishes the theory that he shot himself. This video was shot 3 to 4 hours before Suchir Balaji was found dead in his apartment. And in this video, you can see Suchir Balaji getting dinner. He gets outside his home, and then he walks towards the outside, collects his dinner, comes back inside his residence. And in fact, this particular video is the last footage that was seen of Suchir Balaji, which was never released, by the way, never released by authorities in America. And what is also interesting is that, and these are exclusive pictures only with Republic. And if you look at this particular picture on the right of your screen, that is the CCTV that was disabled inside the elevator. So on the left, you can see Suchir collecting his dinner, getting into an elevator. But that particular elevator on the right, there's a still picture. Can we use a still picture, please, on the right? Yeah, that's the picture. And you can see that the CCTV was disabled. Now, why are we showing this? Because even the American media has blacked out. The story of Suchir Balaji, who is an open AI whistleblower. In this particular case, even the American media at some point stopped reporting on it, because Suchir Balaji had gone public against OpenAI, talking about the open abuse of the artificial intelligence technology. And today the family is still fighting, and Republic is the only channel, in fact, that is reporting on the story. So let me go across now to Dinesh Rao. Dinesh Rao is a forensic expert, and he's been helping the family of Suchir Balaji fight for justice. Okay, Dinesh Rao, thank you for joining us. Professor Dinesh Rao, you know a thing or two about this case. You've been following the case. You've done your own forensic analysis. First of all, we were told that, he committed suicide. And we have visuals from inside the apartment as well. We'll pull out those pictures. It doesn't look like a home where he shot himself. There were telltale signs of struggle, things thrown around the house. It appears like there was a storm inside that house almost before he was perhaps shot dead. And we were told that he committed suicide, and it's unbelievable. I mean, if there were 2 bullets, proof of 2 bullets in his body, then it's unlikely that anybody who killed themselves would have pumped 2 bullets in their head, isn't it? Dinesh Rao.
Yes, Niranjan, you rightly pointed out. There have been a lot of inconsistencies, both with the circumstances and also with the type of autopsies have been done, the way the autopsies have been done, and also the way the crime scene has been done. It is totally inadequate and unscientific. And besides, even the autopsy was not only incomplete, there was no autopsy attempted at all except taking the postmortem scan, that is a PMCT scan. So that is the only thing which has been done in the medical examiner's office in the San Francisco. So they have never attempted to even open the skull and find out the track of the bullet. And beside this, their own documents, that is the scanning report, confirms that there is a second bullet. And the injuries consistent with that second bullet is also been there present both on the tongue and the lips and the gums and the right maxillary area. So all these things clearly point out that there rises a serious doubt. First is on the manner of death concluded by the SFPD, At the same time, the concerns of the family seem to be very much valid. Hence, there is a demand for the FBI to take over and investigate and find out the actual cause of death and the manner of death. But that has not been happening. That is the most unfortunate thing.
Where does this story now stand? I mean, what I found very, very suspicious, and this was pointed out. One,
yes,
there is proof. One, there is proof.
There is audio.
Okay.
I am not.
What is this audio? What is the audio?
Your voice I am not able to hear. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear, but there is a break. Yeah, please.
Okay, 1 second. Now, my question to you was, one, there are signs of struggle in the apartment. Two, there is a report, and there are different forensic experts who have conducted that report to completely dismiss the fact that he may have shot himself. Three, there is CCTV footage that shows that maybe the elevator that he took, the CCTV was maybe plugged out, was removed, right? And they carefully may have used that particular elevator to get up to his apartment. Is that the allegation?
I'm not able to hear Niranjan.
Okay, yeah. 1 second. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but there is a break in the voice. Yeah.
Okay. Where does the case stand now? Where does the investigation stand now?
Yes. Now, based on all the observation, the report which I have given, based on my observations on the photographs of the autopsy, that is the body photographs was given to me. I have given my observation and even an opinion. Besides, the family has engaged a private radiologist who has examined the CT scan report given by the OCME or in the SFPD, and that report from the radiologist hired by the family, he also has endorsed my views and my finding, confirming the presence of a second bullet that clearly overrules the theory given by the SFPD that it is suicidal, because 2 bullets clearly indicates that it's unlikely to be a suicide. So now the family has produced my report and the radiologist's report to the FBI, and they have requested to take over the investigations, which the FBI has positively assured that they are likely to take up the investigation based on the observations given on my report and also by the radiologist's report in US.
My last question is there a cover-up? Why is there a cover-up? Is there a cover-up, and who is covering up?
Yeah, see now it is very much obvious, prima facie, the way they came into a conclusion it's as a suicide without substantiating evidences. That is very clearly indicative of possible cover-up. And second thing is they are unable to establish the motive for suicide. That again indicates a possible cover-up. And the third is failure to conduct the autopsy and hand over the body and hand over the crime scene without scientific examination. All these things clearly indicate they acted on a prejudice that it was a suicide, but on the contrary, the evidence speak otherwise, which we have pointed out, and we have already also given a report based on that. I think the FBI soon should take up and are likely to take up and lead it to the logical conclusion.
Okay. Thank you for joining us, Dinesh Rao. Those are pictures of, his apartment when he was found dead. Did he commit suicide? The details, the videos, the reports don't suggest that Suchir Balaji, the OpenAI whistleblower, killed himself. Telltale signs of murder, 2 bullet wounds, and CCTV that shows he was completely normal. Completely normal. The suicide theory has completely collapsed today. Okay, so the BJP has elected Nayanar Nagendran. Nayanar Nagendran is the new president of the BJP in Tamil Nadu. Now, it's important what is happening in Tamil Nadu because the AIADMK, which has for a very long time been an ally of the NDA, is back with the BJP. They have returned and they will work together. Now the role of Annamalai becomes very, very interesting. Annamalai seen there on your screen with Union Home Minister Amit Shah, and AIADMK and BJP are back once again. And you have a new chief for the BJP in Tamil Nadu. We have Tamilisai Soundararajan. Tamilisai Soundararajan is a former governor of Telangana. She's a very senior leader of the BJP as well. Tamilisai ji, first of all, You have also had your own views about AIDMK, right? But I'm sure when your bosses in the BJP have said you have to work with the DMK, you will work with the DMK. But will it work for your party in the next election?
Definitely it will work. You have to see the situation in which we are aligning. The DMK, very bad governance, the no protection for women, high corruption charges, and they have not fulfilled most of the promises, price hike, and murders. So all these misgovernance should be rooted out from Tamil Nadu. So we have to form an alliance, and ADMK is our old partner only. There was no any problem. Even when Madam Jayalalitha was there, even DMK has aligned with us. ADMK also has aligned with us. So in this, we have to create an opportunity to root out the DMK. For example, during the parliament election, it was not the victory of DMK. They got victory. They became victorious because the split of votes of the opposition parties. So we very proactively we have formed an alliance, very formidable alliance, and definitely we will walk with joined hands to root out DMK.
It appears like, of course, it's a high command calculation to tie up with the AIDMK. And Annamalai, of course, has been moved out. He was, I know even you will accept it, he was one of the most popular leaders, charismatic leaders in your party. Of course, you have your own support base, and both of you have worked together. What happened? I mean, what is the thinking there? Is he being sent to Delhi? Is that confirmed?
One thing I wanted to change your word.
Please.
He's not sent out. He was not sent out. It is the organization elections.
Yes.
All over India, and all the state presidents has been changed or continued. But Annamalai, because he is, as you said, is very charismatic leader, he was working hard to bring up the party. So definitely during his tenure, the percentage of vote has been increased. So this is the organizational election. So according to the situation of the political situation in the state, there will be change in leader, or the leader will be promoted for some higher work. So clearly our Honorable Home Minister clearly Annamalai is his presidentship was very effective. So we are taking him to the central team. So it is not Annamalai is out, or it's not failure of Annamalai. It is success of Annamalai to bring up the party, and he will be given another much more responsibility in the central leadership.
Like what? I mean, in the party or in the government?
That I don't know. I am not a person to decide.
Yeah, I'm just asking. I mean, what is your sense? What is your sense? He will be given a bigger party role?
Whatever the assignment given to him, he will exemplify in that because he is a talented leader, young leader. So definitely the party will laud his capacity and capability, and party also will be benefited by his capacity and capability, and he also will respect the party, because this is the party which respects the leaders, cadres, and we all move like a parivar. So Annamalai is usually the opponents wanted to degrade him. They may say something, but we are upgrading him. That's all.
Can I ask you a question, ma'am? You may not like that question, but in 2024, in August, I think, if I'm not wrong, I think somewhere around that time, even you had said we should not use harsh language for AIDMK leaders. This was on the backdrop of what Annamalai had said about some of the AIDMK leaders. And of course, he has had his own views. Individually, he may have had his own views, but he will also always adhere to the party, maybe, right? But my straight question to you is, his views on the AIDMK, was he perhaps, did that, his equation with the AIDMK and his views on the AIDMK, did that perhaps somewhere play a role?
No, because each leader has his own type of expressing his views. Annamalai is a forceful leader and very active leader, and he is a young leader. He's a young leader, and he used some words that there is no any difference of opinion, but Now he has accepted it and he is sitting in the dais and he is accepting the alliance. So these are these nowhere some leader may talk about that. You cannot pinpoint a person who was always friendly with one party or always with animosity with another party. According to the situation, the position of the according to the situation of the political situation, it may change. So it is not that unacceptably, because if you visualize the DMK alliance, the party who arrested Stalin during the emergency period, they have combined, they have aligned, and they were accusing the Congress for the murders in the Sri Lanka, Tamilians, genocide. But now they have aligned. Thirumavalavan was a strong critic of Congress. Now they have aligned. Vaiko, a strong critic of Congress. Now they have aligned. So if you rewind the Vaiko's tape, how he has accused Stalin for the Sri Lankan problem, killings. So in politics, according to the situation,
Yes.
we form a strategy. The primary strategy is now to root out DMK, the bad governance of DMK. For that, we have to combine. There should not be split of votes. The votes should be combined. They should be consolidated. So it should not be divided.
Okay.
So our main focus is to root out DMK. So we are not bothered about, because in politics anything can happen. Politics, there may be different.
Ma'am, you have just admitted that you don't want to split the votes. Basically, you wanted to keep the anti-DMK vote, and which is why you tied up with the AIDMK, which means it's an electoral calculation. It is a calculated risk that you're taking.
I cannot say it's a risk. It is a winnable, formidable alliance.
Okay.
Because already we have proved, if you combine the vote share, we have definitely ADMK vote share and BJP vote share and the chemistry as well as the arithmetic. Both will work. Arithmetic combination also will work. Chemistry also will work. So forming an alliance in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah.
Because DMK has formed an alliance even when they have difference of opinion, difference of ideology with their own party.
Yeah.
So when we combine, chemistry also will work, arithmetic will also work. So we will win. So it is not a risk. I have to say it is an opportunity created to put out DMK. It is not opportunism.
Understood.
Like others are saying, it is opportunity created to root out DMK because it is the need of the hour. It should be done.
It is Governor Tamilisai. Governor Tamilisai being diplomatically and politically correct on the alliance with the AIDMK. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us, ma'am. Thank you. That's Tamilisai Soundarajan, senior BJP leader from Tamil Nadu, has led the party herself in Tamil Nadu for a long time. Okay, very interesting times because elections are coming up in Tamil Nadu. She gave it away that it's a calculated decision taken to tie up with the AIDMK, not to split the anti-DMK vote. That's it on This Is Exclusive. Arnab with two big debates tonight at 9 p.m. specifically the debate on Tahavur Rana. Why are some in the Congress, we've been talking about it, so nervous about Tahavur Rana coming back? They want a fair trial for someone who celebrated the killing, the murder of over 160 people on Indian soil. Thanks for watching.